Nothing to worry about here. All right, so anybody who's watching this stream, this is day four. Yeah, this is day four of the TRL series. We have gone through 7 games in total so far for all teams. We're about to reach games number 8 and 9 for the series of today, not the series of the league. And we should have a couple of interesting games. I picked out a couple of games that I felt were of interest for the first beginning of the game. In case you haven't checked by the title, I'm not sure the title will stay, but the title is Rocketeers versus Beatmakers. For those of you who haven't been following, I am Fernado. His stream. He's also streamed a few games, and in case you haven't noticed, Beatmakers have been leading the league for a while. Not for a while, but they have been one of the other undefeated teams. With respect to Gator Groomers, who are also been the other teams, they actually played against each other yesterday, and they actually had a very, very close series amongst each other. So it was actually very interesting to watch that game. It was very close. It went all the way to Game 5 overtime, so that's how even those teams were. And Gator Groomers managed to climb up on top just barely in overtime, and like in the first minute, I believe so. Caught off a little mistake in goal line, but Minnie was able to put that away. And for those of you who don't know, Minnie is actually my younger brother, who's also participating in the tournament. So me and him were both participating. I happen to have a team for at least for today who needed to reschedule the game. So because I'm free, I'll be streaming these games. So for those of you who are watching the VOD right now, these are the games that are being streamed. With that being said, I'm gonna go right now. It's 8:55, so it'll be 5 minutes until the first games get started. So if anybody wants to watch, I mean, you could. I think pretty much everybody who's in the league who decides to watch this should already be playing their games. So I mean, if you want to watch this and play the games at the same time, it's up to you. I'm gonna be posting this in our Discord as well as anybody who just happens to stumble upon my stream. But yeah, so I'm gonna just be chilling here for 5 minutes. First game is gonna be Beatmakers versus Rocketeers. Actually, I haven't asked either team to invite me, so I'm gonna get to that right now. Short term of our thingy. All right, looks like all the teams are here. They're all waiting for me. I'm gonna hop to spectate. Should be a close game as far as the rosters are concerned, and based on how the Beatmakers have been performing. But Rocketeers did have a roster change. Luis Cito actually he dropped out of the tournament. He had his own personal reasons to drop out. So Fernando, who was actually one of my assistants in this whole tournament, ended up coming in to sub in for the spot. At the moment, we're somewhat looking for a replacement. We have to decide if the replacement can come soon. But with that being said, the team at the moment for Rocketeers is going to be consisting of I Do It, Alex, and Fernando. So they played a couple games yesterday, and they happened to do pretty well. They actually won both games. So should be pretty good if they can keep the winning momentum up. As I was speaking, Steve Lowe scored a goal, so Beatmakers are up 1-0 of game 1. And it looks like they're about to score a second one, but I Do It with the very close save. 9 seconds, Fernando with that one, Alex able to pick that one up, Steve Lowe again going to run, but I Do It was able to try to get the clear. Spencer again with the shots going straight in. There's nothing Alex can do. The shot was perfectly placed into the top left, roughly corner. Beatmakers with the early lead. And it's a cushion lead. Rocketeers have a lot of work to make up for to be able to turn this around. One thing about the Beatmakers is that I think it's catching everyone on surprise. Beatmakers are really good at passing plays. So good is that they're able to make their passing plays go in the way where teams aren't expecting them to be. They really have the chemistry down, where most teams do not have. The only other team that has possibly the same level of chemistry is Lizzie Gobblers. In case you're wondering what I mean by that. Ooh, very close one, but Tornado couldn't quite get the backboard touch, but Alex was able to kind of clear that away back. See what I'm gonna desperate though to save. Tornado able to follow on. Alex can manage to get the touch. Spencer trying to follow it up, gets the touch. Or pass, I do it. Tornado able to turn it around, get the ball, pushing forward. Alex able to follow the 7th blast up forward. Tornado trying to get the redirection. Tyson was able to be in a position to make the save. I do try to keep things up. Alex with the shot. Ooh, that might be in, and it's in. Alex scored banger off the crossbar straight down. If that wasn't a barely shot, I don't know what is. Games 1-2, more than half the game to recover from. Still some work to do, but it's like, oh, Taisu almost with the shot. Just hits wide. Spencer staying back. Watch the shot from Tornado, able to get the clear. Alex able to follow it up immediately. Steve with the miss. Spencer able to clear that out. I do trying to keep pressure. It looks like he might back up. Tornado trying to follow it up. Both Spencer and Tyson miss. Steve with the awkward touch to get the clear, but it worked. Alex staying back. Last man on defense. Going to get Spencer. Spencer back that. Tyson whiffed. Spencer able to get the flick, trying to go for a demo, but I do it wasn't having it, was able to go straight for the clear. Missed the second touch, straight to Spencer. Spencer wasn't really getting control of it. Alex is trying to push the ball up. Spencer running back on defense. Alex trying to make a passing play going. Tyson managed to flip around. Spencer going for a shot, but I do was able to quick work over that. Tornado able to push the ball forward. Tyson already yet to make the clear. Alex, not Alex. I do it, already there. To stop the clear pushing forward. Tornado tried to get the second touch, but didn't quite get the touch he wanted. Ended up sending the ball wide. Alex trying to get the ball up to the corner. Spencer trying to push it out. I do it. Whiffs. Tornado trying to get the pressure up. Alex being chased. Managed to win the 50 in favor of their side. Oh, Tyson missed. Tornado wasn't quite able to follow that one up. I do it with the demo. Tornado pushing things up. Do it, might turn around. Oh, that's Alex. Alex pushing up the attack going. Tornado keeping things alive as I do it. Whiffs. Spencer trying to get the control of the ball. Go for the team pinch. And that goes in. Beatmakers are up again. Oh, they were already up. Gain another goal lead. 3-1. This is the kind of team play I was talking about earlier. Beatmakers and the Glizzy Gobblers are the only two teams in this league that had pre-requests ahead of time to be formed together as a team. Most of the other, actually all the other teams other than Glizzy Gobblers and Beatmakers have been manually created by me, Tornado, and Steve. Mainly because if we were to allow created teams with all the grand champs that we have in our lobby, it would create a massive, essentially domination amongst all the, compared to all the teams. Because we've seen them all three play amongst the top 3 players that we have, which is Tornado, Steve, and Goofy. Whenever they're forming a team together, at least against everybody in the Discord, they tend to very dominate. Ooh, and just short of scoring the second goal. It was a tight game, but the team chemistry that Beatmakers have way over any other team is what's keeping them alive. So back to what I was saying, so all the other teams were pretty much created to be balanced amongst each other, whereas the 2 pre-made teams were, or at least that seemed at first, were probably going to be like mid-table teams, or at least that's what I anticipated. Glizzy Gobblers have unfortunately haven't been performing as well. However, they have gotten a few wins. Beatmakers, on the other hand, have been completely dominating the league other than their loss against Gator Groomers. But they have been performing well above what they were anticipated to be. Particularly with a couple players who stated where they were at. They're performing a lot better than they said they were going to play at. And I don't know how long this team, the Beatmakers, have been playing together before, but they definitely know each other really well, where they're always there for team play and pass. As I'm saying that, we see an incredible passing play between all teams, but ooh, just as I say that. So we see an incredible passing play with the Beatmakers on one end. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize as Tyso blasts it wide. And an immediate counter check, we see another passing play with the Rocketeers. Alex is pushing it up. Fernando trying to get the touch, doesn't quite get it, but I Do It was able to follow it up and score a goal off of the mistouch by Fernando. And scores up 1-0. Ooh, got a double whiff there, but Steve was able to clear it up. Fernando trying to follow this one up. Keep the ball around. Marcus up. Doesn't quite win the 50. It seems like an open net. I Do It doesn't get this one, and I Do It cannot. And Tice was able to punish this one. Score immediately after they scored the first goal. Oh, it looks like I Do It got bumped. Couldn't quite see her from my director's angle, but seemed pretty unfortunate. I Do It. I Do It. Alex should push the ball up to Fernando, who doesn't have a lot of boost. I Do It a whisk. Alex, clear shot, open net. That's going straight in. No one was ready for that one for Beatmakers. Steve-Lo pushed up, thinking he had a little bit of time, but Alex, with enough power, was able to sneak that one past the entire defense of Beatmakers. 2-1 again. The last 30 seconds, we're able to see 2 goals. Oh, 3 goals, mind you. At the moment, we have Beatmakers tying it. As I was just speaking, last minute we got 4 goals. Looks like the Beatmakers are not letting down, despite the goals that are being scored against them. Fernando trying to pass over to Alex. Alex tried to get on past Tyso, but Tyso was able to block it. I Do It. Clear. Gives round away. Tyso with another shot. Alex saved. That was much needed. Spencer trying to go for a backboard shot, but Alex was able to clear it before that even happens. I Do It. Pushing it up. Fernando trying to clear it up forward. Spencer trying to pass it back ball to his team. Tyso was able to beat, I believe it was Fernando. No, I Do It. With a touch. Quite declare, but Alex is able to beat Steve-Lo again. And her goal for Rocketeers. Seems like the top 2 players of Rocketeers were mainly trying to keep the defense of the Beatmakers up, and Beatmakers weren't able to quite hold down the line. As I say that, Taisu gets the clear shot. I believe it was a pass from Steve-Lo. It was a mistouch by Do It. Steve-Lo managed to get a touch by pass Fernando, which ended up bouncing back, and Taisu able to make the clear shot. Doesn't even matter. Can't miss a shot like that. The game is very tight, 3-3. Fernando trying to make the pass on Taisu. I Do It. Just the ball is just too fast for him. Especially trying to gain control of this ball and push the ball forward. To air dribble, but Alex was able to quickly make short work of that. Spencer again trying to make a pass and play. It seemed like a teammate was ever close enough. Tyson managed to get there in time though. Fernando trying to make a pass and of his own. I Do It. Again, Beatmakers can't quite seem to understand the relentlessness of the passing plays of their own. Despite this, they still managed to win game 1. Could be that Rocketeers have figured out what needed to be done since game 1 to prevent the Beatmakers from, or at least not scoring, because they are scoring a lot of goals, to prevent them from defending in general. And as I say that, Fernando with a massive clear managed to get past both Stilo, Spencer, and unfortunately Tyson wasn't able to get to the ball in time. Rocketeers are up 5-3 in game 2. And kickoff went in favor of Beatmakers. Spencer tried to control that, but unfortunately just loses control of the ball. It's like it's a 3-1. I do as the last man back. Alex and Fernando are doing emergency defending. I do is out. Spencer with the shot, but it goes wide. Fernando with the challenge. Alex trying to make a quick clear up. Spencer is the last man. Let's see what he can do to make the defending. He gets a big clear. Looks like I'm going to follow this one to get a second touch. Gets the second touch, going for the double touch. Doesn't quite get the shot on target. Very close, but not quite in net. Tyson trying to get the ball up. Both Alex and I do are up. There's like a double command here. Spencer trying to get the ball forward. Gets a back touch back. Gets a touch, but I do also manage to get a touch. Fernando again with the barely clear shot wide. I do with the clear. Alex happened to be there on time. I don't know how that worked out the way it did, but it did. Fernando trying to go for a demo. Alex is there. Oh, we had a miscommunication. Somehow that saved them. Fernando ended up bumping into I do it, which happened to block the ball that was going straight through the net, or at least I believe it was going straight through the net. Quite the scare if you're Rocketeers. Quite unfortunate if you're the Beatmakers. Got another clear. Tyson trying to keep the ball for us. Steve pushing the ball up. Fernando got demoed, which happened to be in his favor as he was able to get full boost and push the ball super clear. Tyson wasn't able to do much of it. Alex trying to get the touch. Not Taisu, I do it. Trying to push the ball forward, but it ended up being a perfect pass to Taisu. Fernando trying to get control of the ball. Gets past one defender, only one attacker. Quite much. I do it with the misread. But regardless, Rocketeers managed to snag away a win against the Beatmakers. The series is now 1-1. Very close between these two teams. Game 1 seems close as well, but the Beatmakers were able to capitalize on the defensive mistakes that the Rocketeers had. Rocketeers managed to change that around for the second game and were doing their own passing plays, mainly between Fernando and Alex, and it seemed to be working in their favor as they were able to score a lot of goals off their passing plays despite their defensive mistakes. I feel like if the Beatmakers could either one, try to do what they can to stop the passing plays, might be able to have a chance here. Otherwise, Rocketeers are completely dominate this and they keep the attacking pressure. So the rotations are being pretty good too, with at least somebody making a decent clear. They do it. Not quite sure what he was trying to go for there. I think he was trying to go for a bump. I do it. I do it. Spencer was trying to go for a bump. And Alex, but I do it, managed to get the clear. We're past Steve Lowe. Managed to beat Tyson to the ball. Easy rolling for I do it. Scores up again in favor of Rocketeers. Got a misread by Taisu. A clear shot. Taisu clearing the ball. I'm not sure he was trying to redirect it, but it ended up being a lifesaver for Rocketeers where no one was in defense. They do it going up for this one. Whiffs it. Taisu also misread the read as they do it, missed it. Fernando trying to get control of the ball. Just the block, not quite the clear. I do it, manages to get it clear, and Fernando trying to gain control of this, trying to mess around with the defense. Gets some flip past one. Cleared away immediately by Spencer. Fernando, I think, is trying to get control of this. I do it, managed to fake out Spencer. Alex with the pass, Fernando with the shot. Alex couldn't quite get the touch, ran out of boost. Immediately counterattack with Steve, managed to just miss the ball. I do try to get the ball up. Getting an attack play. Fernando with the big clear. Taisu just misses it. Fernando pumps Taisu. He ended up being a clear straight to Spencer. Spencer trying to follow this one up. Try to do a dribble play past Alex, but Alex was able to make easy work of that. Alex with the shot straight to Taisu. Big clear going straight to the other net. Fernando was able to gain control of that. I do it with the clear. Fernando trying to let the ball go past him, and he gets bumped on the way. Alex with the dribble play, but Steve was able to block him. Alex still has control of the ball. Tries to get deflected for NATO. Defense is in shambles for NATO, trying to keep the passing play alive. Doesn't quite get the touch on the ball. I do it. Third man pushing the ball up. Spencer, and it seems like the Beatmakers are kind of kept in their own corner. Trying to get a big clear out of this one, but Rocketeers aren't allowing them to get out of their own defensive half. I do it with the block. Last one back. Looks like they might go straight in. And it is. Tyson managed to just get the touch as I do it last 50 to, I believe it was Spencer? Yes. Spencer managed to just win the 50 just enough to where the ball happened to land right in front of Taisu. And Taisu was able to barely get the touch straight into net and get the roller right past Tornado. 1-1. Very even series between these two teams. Spencer with the backward shot. With a backflip. Ready for a freestyle shot. Looks of it. Very interesting. Particularly with Spencer. His ping hasn't been consistent. At least the last few matches that I watched. Yeah, he still manages to pull off the stuff that he does. I wonder if it's packet loss. It's definitely not latency variation. But still in this. Beatmakers are up 2-1. Alex, big clear straight to Spencer. Spencer gets the clear. Fernando trying to make a pass and play with the zero boost he has. I do it, just misses it. Could have been an equalizer. Again, makes it clear. Steeler able to keep the ball up. Taisu could have gotten the shot, but just misses it. Alex passes to Fernando. Fernando trying to keep the ball up. Taisu smacks the ball straight back. Alex looks like he's going to pass it straight to Fernando. Doesn't quite get a touch that he wants. Not sure if Fernando could read it. Looks like they're working out in favor of the Beatmakers. Beatmakers trying to make the pass and play amongst themselves. Straight to Tyson. Alex is able to read it immediately. Trying to get the shot. Couldn't quite get it. Steve the shambles. Spencer trying to make the big clear. Fernando back on defense. Gets the clear. Ever so barely. Spencer straight to Steve Lowe. Shot, but Fernando was able to read that immediately. Steve Lowe with a quick shot. Just over the crossbar. Tyson trying to get control of this. Trying to get the clear, but Fernando was able to attack up. Straight to I do it. Unfortunately wasn't in the position to get the clear shot. Tyson trying to dribble the ball up and push the ball forward. Doesn't have any boost. Trying to make something out of nothing. I actually get a touch, but Spencer was just beat. Alex barely getting the save. Fernando trying to go for an air dribble, trying to get past the defense. Managed to get past one defender, and Tyson and I do it, managed to double commit and ruin the shot, but I believe Alex had the better shot. Quite paying attention. Immediately punished by Spencer, who is completely dominating the leagues here. Like I was saying earlier about Spencer, rank speaking, at least what they registered. It seemed like Taxi was going to be the one that was carrying the torch here, but it seemed like Spencer has been that man. Taxi did not hold too much. Spencer really being the anchor for the team more than anyone. Being a lot better than what he said he was. Taxi's trying to get one more pass in play. Tornado wasn't having it, drops the ball straight down. 1-3 in favor of Beatmakers. Series is now... Wait, who's the home team here? Home team is Rocketeers, so the series is now 1-2 in favor of Beatmakers, the 08 team. We're now going on to Game 4 of Rocketeers versus Beatmakers. The series seemed relatively easy, even for the first two games. Game 3 didn't really seem to hold too much. Beatmakers were able to capitalize on a lot of things here. Game 3, See if Rocketeers could prevent some of that stuff from happening, continue doing what they were doing well at. I believe it was their passing plays is what kept them going for game 2 ever so dominantly. Again with the passing plays, Alex just misses it. Goes straight wide. Taisu runs out, but couldn't quite get this ball. Spencer going for the shot, but I was able to beat Spencer. Got a double commit here for a clear. Steve happens to be falling. Ball landing right in front of him. If I do it, and Steve both missed the ball. Fernando able to beat Taisu with the ball. Spencer going up. Alex finished it up, loses the 50. I do it, able to quickly make shorter work of that and clear the ball up forward. Spencer trying to make the pass back, but unfortunately it ends up being a pass. Oh my. Well, it ended up being a pass straight for the Rocketeers, but I do it happens to just miss the ball. I do it. Spencer had other ideas for Taisu, which Taisu wasn't quite ready for. Ball just bounces straight in. Ends up being an own goal by Spencer. Series is now 1-0. 4 minutes left. Alex gets the ball up. I do it, just loses ball. Alex trying to get the attack up and running. Fernando up immediately. Doesn't quite get the cleanest of touches. See what they meant to clear. Alex trying to go for another pass. Ends up being a shot. It's cleared away by Spencer. Fernando try to keep it up. I do it, try to get the touch. Gets the touch, doesn't quite get it on target. It seems to be working out in their favor. Spencer again there to save. Wait, was that Steve Lowe? I believe that was Steve Lowe. No, Spencer could have already been there. Here gets the touch. Fernando able to get the secondary. Fernando gets past Spencer. Steve Lowe last on defense. Gets a mistouch. I do it with the shot. Taisu able to make an easy save off of that one. The ball's going straight shooting. Spencer could get the ball up. Managed to beat, I believe it was I do it or Alex. Stilo again for the off the deflection from the clear. Stilo going straight for the ball. Managed to get the touch. Beat Alex. Really quite doing anything for that one. Series is now 1-1. It's a series, game 4, 1-1. Do it with the pass, but not to anybody. Spencer trying to go for solo air dribble, immediately blocked away by Alex. Spencer, Steve with the shot. Doesn't get past Alex. Fernando trying to make a flick past one defender easily. I play with Fernando a lot, as well as a few other players. He doesn't miss these at all, especially in one situation, given space, he will never miss it. The only way to really stop him is to play against him a lot. Mainly in in-houses, typically the key is to challenge early, but the only issue, especially if you're not really a high-rank player, you never quite know when that time is. Regardless, he always manages to seem to get that flick and manage to get through. Regardless, Rocketeers are still losing in this series. Beatmakers managed to capitalize. They might get another goal here with another passing play. Fernando managed to get the block before Spencer really get a touch. Fernando gets another touch. I do it, keeping the ball forward. Spencer trying to get the ball up and attack. Taisu passing to Steve. Steve wasn't quite ready for that one. I do it, trying to get control of this ball and push the ball forward. Which he does, ever so barely. Fernando beats Spencer and demoing him at the same time. Taisu gets to the ball, but doesn't quite get control of it. Steve did to keep the ball forward. Alex trying to get control of this, managed to beat Steve Lowe. Passes Spencer. Taisu was able to get to the ball. Fernando keeping the ball up. Taisu and Steve Lowe did double committing here. I do it left back on defense, managed to get it cleared. Spencer with a clear shot, but Alex was right there. Make short work of that one. Fernando, another clear straight to Spencer. Spencer trying to get a touch, but Fernando was continuing to follow that ball all the way. What a clever slash dirty play. Fernando realizing Taisu was losing control of the ball, goes straight for the demo, and I do it ready to immediately punish that one. Gets to the ball, scores it. Now series 3-1. 1 minute left. Technically speaking, it is possible for the Beatmakers to turn this one around. Ooh, with a mistouch by Alex, pushing Fernando backwards. Fernando managed to get a massive clear. Flipping backwards. Spencer really trying to keep the ball forward. Takes a shot. Alex was able to clear the shot. And immediately with the counter attack, Fernando going up for the ball. To the shot. It might be an open net, and it is 4-1 in favor of Rocketeers. It's really going to be tough for this team to really turn things around. Rocketeers, on the other hand, seem to be very dominant in this form. At least for this game. Either way, it's been back and forth between both teams. Either one team dominates or the other team dominates, so you can't really tell who's the true attacking force in this one anymore. Tyson trying to push the ball forward. Fernando was able to big clear. Alex trying to follow it up. Managed to get attention to Steve though. Happened to be in a position to reach the ball pass. I do it, I believe. Then trying to keep the ball up for a passing play. Doesn't quite get good pass in any means. Both players managed to whiff. I do it trying to follow it, but it doesn't really work out. Steve though managed to be there. Fernando on defense, trying to push the ball up, all the way up. Gets a big clear. Tyson has to make the save, otherwise it's going straight in, and he doesn't. He doesn't get the save, and Fernando gets it straight in. Goal. Here's not 5-1. I think it's safe to say that Beatmakers have lost this game. However, there is game 5. So things go very crazy, then who knows? Alex with the ceiling shot, trying to get some style points. Didn't quite get the ceiling shot as he wanted. Blocked away immediately. Series now 5-1 in favor of Rocketeers. Series is now 2-2. Rocketeers with a very dominant Game 4 win. Steve, though, managed to beat the defensive rock in this one. Despite the struggles, he was able to do what he could to defend as much as he could, but based on the stats here, Rocketeers were firing all cylinders, making sure they got as many shots as they could in the attacking half to break through the defense. And a lot of it was through big clears, something that Beatmakers aren't always ready for. Seem to be very slow in those moments. And Rocketeers, recognizing that they love going for pass plays and stopping all passing plays possible, that would happen. Now in game 5, Taisu with the shot, doesn't quite get a lot of power. To being a poor clear. Taisu again, just smashed it just wide. Could have been another easy shot for him. Doesn't quite get the accuracy. Fernando clears the ball, goes straight to Taisu. Alex trying to pass it to Fernando. Fernando ends up backing off. Stilo with a clear. I do it, trying to go for the ball, doesn't quite get to the ball. Fernando trying to get the ball in their hands to ruin the attacking time of Beatmakers. Fernando gets a clear. Alex pushing the ball up. Quick clear. Spencer with the clear. I do it, pushing the ball up. They're gonna clear, passing it to Alex. Stilo was able to get clear down, following that one up. Stilo just misreads it. Fernando barely any boost. Managed to get the clear. They do a shot, but Tyson was able to block that one immediately. Tyson tried to block the way for their team. Oh! Spencer barely making the save for that one. Stilo made it clear. Alex pushing the ball up. Tyson made the clear forward. Fernando with a massive clear. Stilo, somewhat of a mistouch, but looks like they could get punished for that one. Stilo possibly could have gotten a bigger clear straight to the opposing side. Ends up getting to the sidewall. We do it. Managed to get 50 on that one. Alex quite win this one. Spencer gets the pass. Alex, I don't know, I believe it was Fernando. Ends up being a pass play straight to Tyson. And Beatmakers are up 1-0. 2 minutes passed. Series is very close. Rocketeers looking to get an early counterattack, but don't quite get it in their favor. Oh, with a misread, Spencer able to immediately punish that. There might have been a little bit of miscommunication between Alex and Fernando. Neither one of them communicating who had the ball. I believe Fernando thought Alex was going to get the ball, but Alex didn't quite get the touch and then threw off Fernando. It ended up being a bounce in favor of Spencer, who happened to already be there. The shot, Taichi with the shot, straight to I do it. Steelo with the shot, straight to Fernando. No, Alex. Fernando trying to pick out players. Gets past Steve though. Spencer. Gonna get a flipper set past Alex. Taichi with the shot, goes straight in. It's 3-0. Already at halftime. Looks like it might go in favor of Beatmakers. Beatmakers really playing well with each other. Better than any other team in the league, but I mean, it's somewhat expected of them since other than the Glizzy Gobblers, the only other team who has more chemistry than any other team in this league. Seems to be reading each other way better as far as what the ball's going to be flipped to. Alex with the big clear. Spencer isn't quite there for Nato. Hits a crossbar, doesn't go straight in. Spencer trying to get the clear, barely with 0 boost. Alex trying to get another touch. Taichi with the touch, doesn't quite. It looks like they're low on defense or low on boost for both sides. Nato with the pass, gets the pass, I do it. Alex is staying back. Not making sure they get past him. Alex with the pinch clear, it has to be Steve Lowe with the big clear. Fernando manages to get a demo. I do it, manages to get a touch. The ball. Quite managed to capitalize on that. Steve with the clear. Trying to push the ball up with no boost. Do it there as well. Taichi whiffs it. Fernando's already up. Gets the clear. Alex pushing the ball up more. Fernando pushing the ball forward. And pushes the ball up again. Spencer trying to gain control of this one. Tries to dribble it, but doesn't quite win the dribble. Steelo trying to push the ball forward. Trying to get a ceiling shot. Doesn't quite read that well. Fernando trying to get the shot. Once I'm trying to pass it to Alex. Alex is there. Gets a goal immediately. 1-3. Very tough for them. We've seen a similar situation like this for Beatmakers to come back from this scoreline around this time. They didn't quite get it, so not expecting the same for the Rocketeers in this one. However, I mean, this is Rocket League, so who knows what crazy stuff can happen. I'm being spammed in chat. Back here, Spencer puts a nail in the coffin for any hopes that Rocketeers could have had. Both Alex and I do it. Misread, double commit for that one. An easy shot for Spencer to score. Alex manages to win. Kickoff. Rocketeers able to kick the ball forward. Alex that misses the touch. So does Taichi. Alex able to push the ball forward even further. Spencer giving the ball to the corner. Alex. So it goes for a demo by Fernando. I do it wasn't quite quick enough to manage to score the goal. Spencer again going for a flipper set shot. Something that Alex and Fernando haven't seen before. We're very patient for that one. I do it trying to push the ball forward, but it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. Alex just misses the ball. And the Beatmakers managed to take this series 3-2. Very close. But actually, if you were to look at the scores of each team, it wasn't really close at all. More like it could have been any other way. Either Rocketeers dominated the game or Beatmakers was back and forth. If there was a game 6, I probably wouldn't be surprised if Rocketeers managed to win it. Game 6, but Beatmakers managed to get the first win, and based on the pattern of this, is that you win dominantly or you lose by complete destruction. And in this case, Rocketeers have been defeated in a convincing manner. Alright, well that's match 1 of this. We have another match now going between, I believe it's Gator Groomers. No. We have a match between Gator Groomers versus Retirement Home.